be interested in. Hot off the presses. Our Devonshire Bureau just called in a story about a break-in at an old smuggler's cave. The locals suspect a ghost. I'm off to Scotland Yard to have a look at their files on the case. Coming along?
Sure thing, let's go. There's Aunt Miranda with Inspector Blodges. She's probably trying to interview him about that cave, but it doesn't look like he's being very helpful.
Well, yes, it is public information, Miss Eagle, but you needn't be so hasty. You'll get your chance when I'm through with my report. There. Now what is it your journalistic mind craves to know this time?
What do you make of the story that the ghost of Black Bruce the smuggler has come back to haunt his cave in Torbay?
Piffle! Poppycock! Preposterous!
I see. May I quote you, sir?
Quote away, madam. It's ridiculous to think that the ghost of a man who was hanged in 1840 would break open a lock on the door of a cave fishermen use for storage. I believe this to be a much more serious case than a simple breaking and entering. I think I may have uncovered a new kind of smuggling ring, one that smuggles the eggs of valuable endangered birds. Now really, that's all I'm at liberty to say at the moment. Check the file if you must. I'm sorry, but I'm a busy man.
Heightons? What are those? We'll have to look that up at the library at the British Museum. Maybe we can get some information about smuggling and smugglers there too. Hey, there's Uncle Basil. I wonder what he's doing here.
Jennifer! Lovely to see you. Miranda didn't send you down to fetch me, did she? I'm nearly through. Just wrapping up the research for my latest novel.
We're here to do some research too, on smuggling.
Well, you're welcome to check my notes on the ill-gotten booty of Cardiff Cove. I think it will be one of my best stories ever. I'm using the smuggling history of the Devon coast as my backdrop. The shores of Devon are riddled with caves and hidden coves. It's the perfect place to hide goodies from the dragoons.
Dragoons?
The King's legions, mounted cavalrymen armed with rifles. Kapow! They and the revenuers were the bane of the free traders. Didn't you read my play, The Last Stand of Tommy Crutch?
Oh, I think Jake did, Uncle Basil. I'll ask him to tell me all about it when we get home. Here's the dictionary. Let's see what Python means. This is my favorite room here. I love learning about dinosaurs. But right now we need to discover what kind of eggs were found in that smuggler's cave.
Inspector Blodges sent us a sample of the egg cell found in the cave. Right now, it's in the Natural History Museum laboratory. It's given me a chance to experiment with my new invention, the ultra micro ovaporizer. At the moment, I have it analyzed and assembled from the surface of the shell to determine its species of origin. The results should be available in a fortnight.
A fortnight? How long is that?
2 weeks. So, I just had a quick look in my big book of birds' eggs in the meantime. The eggs are from Falco peregrinus, a peregrine falcon, no question. We have got a falcon exhibit up in the next room. Have a look if you like.
This way to the falcon exhibit. Wow, look at the size of that whale. Now, where's that falcon exhibit at? This must be what Inspector Blodges was talking about. He suspects that whoever broke into Captain Coppinger's cave is stealing falcon's eggs and smuggling them abroad. We need to figure out who's doing that. Aunt Miranda's gone back to the office to work on her story, but she said it'd be all right if we took the train to Torbay. We'll need to know where we're going before we get our tickets. Let's take a look at the map. To get to Torbay from London, do we need to head north or south? Check your map of England and select the right compass direction. That's it. Torbay is on the southern coast of Devon, on the English Channel. We need to head south. Torbay is kind of pretty. The people who live here should be able to tell us more about Captain Coppinger's cave and the peregrine falcons.
Yes, dears, the town's all abuzz with old Jim Coppinger's story. He told it to me himself as I came up from the shore. I've been out collecting these lovely shells. Aren't they, dear? This one's a lady's slipper. I can't say I credit Jim's story much. Ghosts and haunts in the old caves, really. I spend hours each day on the beach collecting special shells and keeping an eye out for birds to mark off in my bird-watching book. I've never once seen a ghost or a spectre of any kind.
Mrs. Feckham, have you seen any peregrine falcons near the shore?
I have been lucky enough to spot a few, actually. They're quite rare, you know. I saw a pair just a few weeks ago, near the cliffs. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a nest along the cliff face somewhere. Lovely things, those falcons.
The Smuggler's Inn. Good thinking. It's still early, so we can go in. At night, no kids are allowed. I bet the owner here will be able to tell us about smuggling in these parts.
I can tell thee tales as would have your hair stand on end, of smuggling and wrecking round here. Many years ago it was, back before my great-great-granddad was a lad. Mutters have been round here for centuries, running this here inn or fishing, like I did, before the ropes cost me my leg. The lads of the Free Traded Range, the coast, pulling in all manner of tubs and crates full of brandy and the finest silk. They'd hide them out in the caves down by the shore, then traffic them up here on back of horse carts, looking like they were full of hay. Way back, one of mine was in with them. He'd hide the tubs down in with the ale kegs in the basement and swear back and forth to revenues they were nought but old beer. That's why they call this place Smuggler's Inn. Wouldn't surprise me at all if there were smugglers round there again. That cave's famous for being Black Bruce's hideout. Everyone in town knows about it.
We've heard tales about the ghost of Black Bruce since we were lads. Story goes he haunts the old cliffs and coves looking after his lost smuggler's booty. Tommy here says he's seen him, all ghostly-like in the mists off the water.
Yikes!
I try and avoid the spooks haunting grounds myself. Don't have much cause to go down to them caves anyway. Tommy and I practice our rappelling from the top, not the bottom of cliffs.
What's rappelling? A kind of fencing?
No, it's dropping down a cliff face quick as you can on a rope. Mountain climbing, girl. Tommy and me are best in county. He doesn't talk much, our Tommy, but he'll hold steady as a rock when the rope's round him.
Wow, check out that cave. What a great place to hide stuff.
I've had this cave locked up for months, since last perch season. When I came to check on it last Saturday, I found the padlock busted and everything inside all messed about. All the pots and traps inside were turned upside down and pushed aside. I reckon it's old Black Bruce, come looking after his old stores. He was hanged, you know, for shooting one of the king's revenuers. He's come back, you see, come to fetch his booty and get his revenge on those that took his cave.
Good investigating. Now look over our notes carefully and pick the clues that show who was smuggling peregrine falcon eggs out of Captain Coppinger's cave. Now pick the suspect, or suspects, you believe broke into Captain Coppinger's cave to use it as a smuggling base. Inspector Blodge is pointing us down the right track. He suggested that the cave may have been used to smuggle birds' eggs out of the country. The case file at Scotland Yard said that nylon ropes and pythons were found in the cave. Dr. Mercury told us the eggshells found in Captain Coppinger's cave belonged to the rare peregrine falcon. The peregrine falcon is protected under British law because it is an endangered species. To get around this law, people sometimes steal the birds' eggs from nests and smuggle them to countries where they can sell them to falconers. We found out at the Natural History Museum that peregrine falcons nest on steep cliff faces. Mrs. Feckham told us she has seen a pair of falcons down at the cliffs. The Guff brothers told us they don't often go down to the foot of the cliffs, but their boots were covered in the red clay that's found down by the cave. But most important of all, the Guff brothers are expert mountaineers. They would use pythons and nylon ropes to rappel down the cliffs, the perfect way to steal peregrine falcon eggs.